Hydaelyn. A vibrant planet blessed by the light of the crystal. Amid azure seas, encompassing the westernmost of the 3 great continents, there lies a realm embraced by gods and forged by heroes. Her name, Eorzea. The annals of Eorzean history chart the rise of a succession of great civilizations, each one enjoying an age of peace, the Astral Eras. To date, all have proven ephemeral. In the year 1572 of the 6th and most recent Astral Era, the Northern Empire of Garlemald amassed a great army at the heart of Eorzea, seeking dominion over all. Rising in desperate resistance, the forces of the Eorzean Alliance met their would-be conquerors in the field. Yet, even as the battle raged, the lesser moon, Galamond, was plucked from the heavens through imperial machination. From its core emerged the elder primal Bahamut, who unleashed his fury upon the realm. The devastation brought Eorzea to its knees and the era to its end. 5 years have come and gone. The light of life still shines upon Eorzea. Man labors tirelessly to raise himself from the calamity's ruin. The realm is forever changed, a stranger to him once more. Yet heedless of what lies ahead, he shall press on. Spurred by the promise of peace and prosperity. Amid this period of great change, an adventurer arrives in Eorzea, one whose tale is yet unwritten. May he ever walk in the light of the crystal.
Tales of
Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Final Fantasy XIV. Technically a Realm Reborn, because we'll be starting from the beginning. I just finished playing, well, we should say I abandoned World of Warcraft, so I figured I'd give one of its biggest competitors a try, Final Fantasy XIV. I've heard lots of good things. I don't consider myself part of the exodus that happened a while back, because I wasn't playing WoW back then, and didn't pick up Final Fantasy at the time. Oh, apparently doesn't like me talking too much. I think that's a later cutscene, probably. Anywho, so the plan is, unlike World of Warcraft, I'm not going to put a time restraint on this one. World of Warcraft, I was going to do my first 100 hours and then see where it went from there. I didn't even make 100 hours. This time around, I have a feeling I will. And I think it's mostly because, unlike World of Warcraft, this one is an RPG first. And I love me some good RPGs. So, I guess we'll go ahead and start. Looks like I have to pick a server. And then probably get into character creation. Oh boy. I'm guessing it's recommending these since that one's highlighted. Probably based off location. Alright, let me figure out where I'm going, and then we'll move from there. Alright, so there were a lot of customization options. I kinda couldn't get my look exactly. I mean, this is pretty close. Honestly, it's not. But I like it. I think it'll work. Sure, we'll save it. Why not? First character. Alright. Name day. How many astral moons are there? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So this is almost like the 12 months of the year. Except every month is 32 days in it, I guess. Oh, I think the number below equates to your actual birthday. Let's see if I can't find mine. So, I guess 31st sun of the first astral moon. This selection has no effect on gameplay. Don't know if I necessarily want to read all of them. I kind of plan to stick to healer. Green, I think, would usually indicate healer. However, this one kind of looks like trees and stuff. It's kind of druidy. I guess we'll go no Fika. I mean, it has no effect on gameplay, so it doesn't matter. We'll read this one. Nofika, tender of soils and harvests, and goddess of abundance, is a guardian deity of Gridania. She commands the element of earth and is associated with the 11th moon of the Eorzean calendar. Nofika is the daughter of Azima and the younger sister of Lemlane. She is most often depicted as a jubilant farmer holding a scythe of steel. Her symbol is a spring leaf. Sounds good. Okay, now we get to pick our class. Guessing healers are disciples of magic. Let's see, Conjurer. Conjuring calls upon elemental forces present in nature and concentrates them to a potency at which spells can be woven. Through practice meditation on the essences of creation, conjurers draw forth and absorb aether from their immediate surroundings. A wand or cane made from unworked wood is then utilized to focus the aether until it manifests as the desired spell. The seat of the Conjurers Guild lies at Stillglade Fane in Gridania, where the voices of Eorzea's elementalists are said to be most powerful. I think Conjurer is the healing class, or a healing class. So, oh yeah, also it kind of defaulted me to Goblin. I'm assuming That's fine. I'm sure they'd pick the one that's better for me. Ryan. Knights. Let's see if that's available. I think it is. Or is it checking right now? Okay, if that's being used, let's do Ryan. Oh, I can't capitalize it. That's fine. Knight plays. YT. I doubt that's taken. Nope, that looks good. And we'll begin a new game with this character. Well, I suppose that's a good sign. It's not a super long queue, but the world is full, meaning there's people. So I guess we'll sit here and wait for a moment.
Here. Here. Feel.
Guess that's a little sneak peek of what I'll look like in the future. Oi! You alright, lad? You were moaning in your sleep and sweating buckets besides. That'll be the Aether, I reckon. Some are more prone to the sickness than others. No need to fret, though. You'll soon get used to it. Feeling better, Kupo? Aha! You can see us. I had a feeling you could, Kupo. We're Moogles, and we live in this wood. Normal folks can't see or hear us, which makes you special, Kupo. And seeing as how you're special, maybe you can tell us something. The wood's been restless of late. Lots of strange things happening. Have you chanced to witness anything suspicious, Kupo? But of course you haven't. You've only just arrived. Well, there's nothing for it then. We'll just have to keep looking. Nice to meet you, Kupo. Gridania is still a fair way off, in case you were wondering. Seems you're awake. How about you keep me company till we get there? Them young'uns don't much care for conversation, see? Bremont's the name, and peddling's me trade. As for your good self, judging by your unusual garments, I'd say you're one of them new adventurers. Am I warm? I knew it. Going wherever the wind blows, seeking fortune and glory, now that's what I call living. So long as you can avoid dying, I mean. Ain't no secret that adventuring's a risky business, these days especially. What was it that first attracted you to it? Well, that'd be kind of rude. Just not talking to him. Not really here to get rich. Or gain power. I guess to win glory. Maybe. Glory, eh? Well, if you're willing to make them, or take on them tasks, 'cause other folk ain't, an adventurer such as yourself can win fame what coin can't buy. When you arrive in town, you'll want to report to the Adventurers Guild. You can find out everything you need to know about the adventuring business in there. Just remember though, there are more important things than fortune and glory, such as breathing. Ain't no profit in being dead, that's a fact. Halt! Go no further. What's this then? Whoa! What's going on? A skirmish is broken out up ahead with the Ixal. For your own safety, you must remain here until... Bloody hells. We shall hold them here. Try to break clear. That was too bleeding close. Nice of Ixal to send us a welcoming party though, eh? Joking aside, this won't be the last time you meet those feathered fiends, so just you take care, alright? By the by, is this your first trip to Gridania? Yeah. It is. Well then, let this journeyed itinerant tell you the ins and outs of your destination. The city of Gridania lies slap bang in the middle of the Black Shroud, the biggest, luscious forest in all Eorzea. Though it ain't near as lush as it used to be, saying that. Not since a calamity laid half of it to waste. The destruction prompted a herd of new nasties to move in, and gave the Ixal unneeded encouragement. Birdman raids have become a daily occurrence. Ah, at long last. Behold, Gridania, the forest nation blessed by the elementals.
The Black Shroud, the ancient forest, close to the heart of Eorzea. Beneath the boughs of its towering trees lies the woodland city-state of Gridania. Once a sanctuary from the world beyond the hedge, even the mighty elementals, eternal guardians of the forest, could not forestall the coming of the seventh umbral era. However, the goddess Nofika was never one to forsake her children, and today she welcomes another brave soul. One who may yet play a telling role in the tale of this great realm.
Guessing that's me. And here's where we part ways, son. I'm off to the markets to deliver me wares. Then it's back to the high road for me. Here, I want you to have this, by way of thanks for keeping me company. Hey, you never did tell me your name, did you? Well, here's an idea. Become the sort of storied personage I can brag about having met, and I'll consider us square.
May the matron take him to her bosom, that he may never want. And in his heart, sow serenity, purity, and sanctity.
Oh, I like the way they do the 14 there. It's a little misleading, but at the same time, it's right. You there. Yes, you. Your face is not known to me. Newly come to the city, no doubt. I'm Bertinet, a wood wailer of Gridania. It is my duty to protect our nation from her enemies, while welcoming those who may yet prove her friends. Let us see what you are. Welcome to Gridania, vibrant forest nation, cradled in the bosom of nature. Please select the control scheme you wish to use. Mouse and keyboard. Follow the instructions, move your character, and readjust the position of the camera. Okay, so WASD moves. Maybe left click, right click. Together also moves forward. R. This scroll wheel. Okay, scroll wheel. Okay, not sure what the R is about. We can jump with the space bar. Right click turns character. Left click moves the camera. Maybe it's because we're not moving, but right click also seems to move the camera. When you're ready to proceed, speak to Bertinet. Play guide, open Final Fantasy XIV Lodestone, play guide. Your default web browser? No. So, okay, now the character's turning. Didn't you hear me? Come here and I shall guide you. Sorry, experimenting. Okay. And then if I don't hold right click, the A and D returns. If I hold right click, it's strafe. Left and right together. It's movement, and then I just move the mouse. Sorry, I'm learning, buddy. So that's not too bad. Initiating quests. Non-player characters, NPCs, offering quests can be recognized by the exclamation marks above their heads. Right-click the mark to bring up the quest window. Okay. Accepting quests. Once you've initiated a quest, a prompt will appear detailing its objectives and rewards. Click on the Accept button in the lower left to add the quests to your list of current duties. So, coming to Gridania. To be recognized as an adventurer in the city-state of Gridania, you must first register yourself with the Adventurers Guild. And we'll get 400 experience, 103 gil. Another green adventurer, I presume? I thought as much. We cannot allow strangers to wander Gridania unchecked and untested. Before you rush off and begin pestering every second citizen for work, I suggest you make yourself known at Carline Canopy. That's the headquarters of the local Adventurers Guild, in case you were wondering. The Carline Canopy is the building you see behind me. Speak to Mother Mune within, and she'll take you in hand. You have begun a quest. Use the duty list to help you complete your task. Okay. Upon accepting the quest, the current objectives will appear under the quest title in the duty list on the right side of the screen. A maximum of 5 quests can be displayed at once. Okay, so that's the Coming to Gridania, Speak with Mune. Clicking on the title will open the quest in your journal, allowing you to review objectives and rewards. Such as this. Okay. Cool. Looks like we can have up to 30 quests at once. We can look at stuff on the map. Oh. Okay. Pretty cool. So, let's venture forth. And I guess we can just talk to random people. Give a man a bloody fright sneak up on me like that. Newly come to Gridania, are you? Then I suggest you continue on your merry way to the Carline Canopy just behind me. Mother Mune will want a word with you. Thank you, Honorate. So I feel like I should almost always be holding right click. Almost always. Collecting rewards. Complete a quest by right-clicking the NPC with a check mark displayed above his or her head. Completing quests will earn you a variety of rewards, from items and gil to experience points. Very well. Well, what have we here? A wide-eyed and wandering young adventurer, come to put down your name at the guild, I assume. Welcome. Mioun's my name, or Mother Mioun as most call me, and the Carline Canopy is my place. Oh. Let's check and see if enter would advance. I don't know how to make that go away. Well, that's up there now. As the head of the Adventurers Guild in Gridania, I have the honor of providing guidance to the fledgling heroes who pass through our gates. No matter your ambitions, the Guild is here to help you attain them. In return, we expect you to fulfill your duties as an adventurer by assisting the people of Gridania. A fine deal, wouldn't you agree? To an outsider's eyes, all may seem well with our nation, but naught could be further from the truth. The people live in a state of constant apprehension. The Ixal, and various gangs of common bandits, provide an unending supply of trouble compounded by the ever-present threat of the Garlean Empire to the north. And that is to say nothing of the calamity. Even now, the wounds have barely begun to heal. But I speak of it as if you were there. Forgive me. 5 years past, Eorzea was well nigh laid to waste when a dread worm emerged from within the lesser moon, Dalamud, and rained fire upon the realm. It is this which people call the calamity. Scarcely a square mom of the Twelves would have spared the devastation. Yet despite the forest's extensive wounds, not a soul among us can recall precisely how it all happened. I'm well aware of how improbable that must sound to an outsider. It is improbable, but it's also true. For reasons we can ill explain, the facts surrounding the calamity are shrouded in mystery. There are as many versions of events as there are people willing to recount them. Yet amidst the hazy recollections and conflicting accounts, all agree on one thing, that Eorzea was saved from certain doom by a band of valiant adventurers. Whatever else we've misremembered, none of us have forgotten the heroes who risked life and limb for the sake of the realm. And yet, whenever we try to say their names, the words die upon our lips. And whenever we try to call their faces to mind, we see naught but silhouettes amidst the blinding glare. Thus have these adventurers come to be known as the Warriors of Light. Ahem. Pray do not feel daunted by the deeds of legends. We do not ask that you become another Warrior Light, only that you do what you can to assist the people of Gridania. Great or small, every contribution counts. I trust you'll play your part. All that's left then is to conclude the business of registration. Here's a quill. Scrawl your name right there. Oh, and I would appreciate it if you could use your real name. There's a special place in the 7th Hell for those those who use amusing aliases. Ryan Knight Plays, YouTube. You're quite sure that isn't an amusing alias? I mean, it actually kind of is. Very well. From this moment forward, you're a registered adventurer of Gridania, nation blessed of the elementals and the bounty of the Twelveswood. The guild expects great things from you. Look at what just arrived. Another goddamned adventurer. Oh, they don't like me. Well, they don't like adventurers. Don't you start with that. Adventurers are the very salve that Gridania needs. The elder Seats here herself bade us welcome them with open arms. Do you mean to disregard her will? Of course not, lest you forget it is my sworn duty to uphold the peace. Am I to blame if outsiders bring mistrust upon themselves? You, adventurer, mind that you do not cause any trouble here, or I shall personally cast you out of this realm and into the 7th Hell. Ahem. Pay the outburst no mind. He meant only to counsel you. Suspicious characters have been prowling the Twelveswood of late, you see, and the wood whalers feel they cannot afford to take any chances. As is often the way with folk who live in isolation, Gridanians are wont to mistrust things they do not know well, or do not well know, your good self included. Fear not, however, given a catalogue of exemplary deeds, no more than a handful of years, the locals will surely warm to you. On behalf of my fellow citizens, I welcome you to Gridania. May you come to consider our nation as your own in time. Now then, you may depend on old Mother Mayune to teach you a few things that every adventurer should know. And that completes the quest. This concludes the introductory game tutorial. You have taken the first step as an adventurer in the city of Gridania. Listen well to the wisdom of Mother Mayune, then go forth and discover the incredible adventures that await you. Hey, we leveled up. That's a pretty fun noise. We learned here. So these are our spells. Is that control or shift for these keys? I guess we'll find out eventually. Anyway, main scenario quests. Important quests used to tell the story of Eorzea and her people are called main scenario quests. These tasks are easily distinguishable from others by their unique icon. Yeah, that's pretty unique. Quests using this icon indicate a task or series of tasks are tied to new duties or features you have yet to unlock. Okay, so blue with a plus. Gotcha. Well, let's start the main scenario then. Close to home. Mayune, proprietress of the Carline Canopy, wants you to perform 3 tasks that will help you learn the fundamentals of adventuring. Let us begin at the beginning, shall we? Now that you are a formal member of the Adventurers Guild, we must be sure you have a firm grasp of the fundamentals of adventuring. To that end, I have 3 tasks I wish you to perform. Your first task is to visit the Aetheryte. This massive crystal stands in the middle of the Aetheryte Plaza, not far from Carline Canopy. As a device that enables instantaneous transportation, the Aetheryte plays a key role in the life of the ever-wandering adventurer. Once you've located the crystal, all you need to do is touch its surface. A member of the Wood Wailers will be present to offer further instruction. For your second task, you are to visit the Conjurers Guild. There's no better place to learn the arts of conjuring. Speak with Madelle, and she will explain the benefits of joining the guild. For your third and final task, I would have you visit the markets at the heart of old Gridania's commercial district. There you shall find weapons, armor, and all the various items an adventurer might need on his travels. There is, however, more to the markets than buying and selling goods. Speak with Parse Montret, and listen well to his counsel. The master merchant can be uncooperative at times, so be sure to offer him one of my famous eel pies. Like so many men, he is much more charitable when his stomach is full. Here, I made a batch not long ago. You have your task, Ryan Knight plays. May Nofika guide your path. And one more thing. Should you happen to come across any citizens in need, don't be afraid to proffer a helping hand. I'm certain they will be pleased to meet an adventurer in whom they can confide their woes. Granted, the work they offer is unlikely to be of realm-shattering importance, but prove your worth and build a reputation, and in time, folk will be more inclined to entrust you with matters of moment. I also suggest that you lend an ear to the smith here in the Canopy. The smiths are trusted representatives of the Adventurers Guild, and are an invaluable source of advice for neophyte heroes seeking to attain greatness. Quest accepted. Main menu. The main menu grants quick and easy access to most of the game's main features. For example, selecting Character under Character opens a window containing your character's various attributes and currently equipped gear. Selecting Journal under Duty displays a list of current and completed quests and levy quests. If you wish to customize the game's various settings, including key binding, HUD layout, and system configuration, they can all be accessed via system. Select Active Help to redisplay these tutorial messages. Game progress is saved automatically, so there are no in-game save or load functions. However, to prevent data from being lost or corrupted, it is strongly recommended that you end each playing session by selecting Logout or Exit Game from the system menu. Okay. Sanctuaries. A crescent moon icon will appear to the right of your experience bar whenever you enter a sanctuary. So I guess that's this right here. While in this special area, you will accrue a rested bonus. The bonus will continue to grow even if you're offline. All experience earned through battle, crafting, and gathering, while under the benefit of the rested bonus, will be increased by 50%. Your current rested bonus is displayed on top of your experience bar. The dark orange bar shows how much more experience can be earned before the bonus fades. If the bar is blue, it indicates your bonus will carry over to the next level. Inns and cities, as well as various outposts and settlements, are classified as sanctuaries. To maximize your experience earning potential, make it a habit to always log out in one of these areas. Makes sense. And then navigation. Pressing M on your keyboard, selecting the minimap, or selecting Map under Travel from the main menu, in the lower right-hand corner of the screen, will bring up the area map. The quest objective is located in the area. It will be indicated with a special icon. The location of quest objectives can also be confirmed by clicking on the objective in the duty list. Also, I want to point out I've already seen more people than most days when I played WoW. Just a little thing to point out. Okay, so map. Oh. Do I see quests on a map? That makes sense. Something I really liked. Oh, there's a world map. Black Shroud. Central Shroud. I'm guessing that's all like Fog of War. Gotcha. Oh, we can zoom in and out. Let's go back to Gridania. Oh, and look at that. The quests even show up when we're fully zoomed out. Cool. Let's look at this other stuff. Was this the character menu they were talking about? Or no, that's down here. Okay. Oh. Oh, or these are bags. Inventory. So we have a lot of inventory space. 140 slots, it looks like. This must be character stuff. Or gear. Probably all base level stuff. Profile. Okay, now this is something interesting. One of the big draws to Final Fantasy XIV is you only need a single character, and you can play every class in the game with it. And I think it's based off what you have equipped as your weapon. Cool. Close these. duty. Timers? I don't think we have any timers unlocked yet. Journal. So that's quest guide, which I think we also... No, that's logs. That's different. So J... There's a shortcut for that. Key items. So that's a separate bag slot. Probably for quest items and such. Logs. Hunting logs, sightseeing, crafting, gathering, fishing. I don't think we actually have any access to any of these yet. Travel. Map. Okay. Party. Party members. Signs. Waymarks. Yeah, I'm guessing these are the shift 1, 2, 3, 4 and stuff. Oh, I don't like trying to hit shift 1 that well. Okay. Social. Player search, fellowship finder, emotes. Oh, that's a lot of emotes. Oh, and they all have like a type option. Or I could probably just come here and hit them. Probably learn which ones I like and use. Oh, and we can put some to favorites and even a history of the ones we've used. Good to know. And the system is basically the same as hitting escape. Whoa, HUD layouts. Oh, and you can have like 4 different layouts. Oh, you can drag and move stuff around. Hotbar 1, 2, cross hotbar, 3, 4, 5. Oh my goodness. UI element settings. Make it 6x2, 4x3, 1x12. And then you can like probably. Oh, I'd have to. Probably save or something, then I can probably drag it, but not yet. Transparency settings. Make it super transparent. Can make it super big. Super tiny. Resource settings, replacement defaults for current HUD element. Yeah. Not ready to do anything like that yet. Discard changes, yeah. Oh, and because we have just hotbar selected, it's just hotbar things. Oh wow, so there's actually 7, 8, 9, 10. All set up. Now pets up here. And the cross hotbar, what's... That one doesn't make sense. Oops. Wait. Oh. Wait, let me look at that again. HUD layouts. Can we switch between all 10 down here? Because also I've noticed like 3, 4, 5, 6. These all have purple. Does that mean they're not displayed? Is there a way to like make them display? Like if I want 7. Oh yeah, it's not purple anymore. So if I save, then close out of this. Yeah, 7's available. Can I move you to 7? Just a little test here. and then go to hotbar 7. Yep, you were on there. So, is there a way to quickly scroll through those? Not that I know of. So I'd probably rather have the hotbars on the screen. Granted, let's move this back. I don't want to get myself too confused. Let's turn hotbar 7 off. Nope, that's 6. Hotbar 7. Okay. We shouldn't need a hotbar 7 yet, but maybe eventually. And then system, duty. Yeah, now we just have a bunch of stuff on the screen. I think we'll have to play a little bit and figure out how we want to do that. But now we should be able to select more than just hotbars, because I have all the options set. Yeah, progress bar, target bar, focus target, scenario guide, party list, all the stuff here. Yeah, once we have a better idea what some of that stuff is. Now let me just make sure. Okay, everything's still highlighted. I wasn't sure if I just plain turn them off when I do that, but that's just for this screen. Okay. Well then, got a lot to learn. Smith, I think. It's got like a little leaf symbol. We have a little leaf symbol. He's supposed to teach us the ropes. Let's see what he has to say. Greetings, I'm one of the Smiths, a stoker of fires and forger of futures. As a dedicated member of the Adventurers Guild, I've been entrusted with the task of providing assistance to new adventurers. I see you have but recently taken up the adventurer's mantle. The possibilities stretching out before you must be positively daunting. In the Adventurers Guild, we see new adventurers as fledgling heroes. You are our champions of tomorrow, our nascent stars of limitless potential. My fellow Smiths and I are here to provide you with guidance, but the Guild also enlists a cadre of veteran adventurers who will be happy to share with you their accumulated wisdom. You can recognize these helpful men and women by their title of Mentor. Mentors stand ready to advise you on any aspect of adventuring. They have hundreds of quests under their belts and will likely have a solution for whatever dilemma might be causing you trouble. A mentor may even offer to accompany you on your adventures. I highly recommend that you take advantage of a mentor's aid to enrich your experiences in Eorzea. Pray do not hesitate to ask me if you would like to know more. The new adventurer status is applied to all players who have recently begun their adventures in Eorzea. Is that what this little symbol is? Amongst Eorzea's thriving population, there are seasoned players known as mentors who have taken it upon themselves to assist these new adventurers. When a new adventurer and a mentor form a party, they both receive a bonus to experience points earned. Is that what that little symbol next to his name was? Upon invitation by a mentor, new adventurers also gain access to Novus Network, an exclusive chat channel where they can consult with mentors and share their experiences with other beginning players. Okay. How you join life of adventure? People of Eorzea are beset by troubles both mundane and deadly. There are many who would welcome a helping hand from a stalwart hero. But should you yourself ever need help in your travels, do not forget to seek the advice of a mentor or other fellow adventurers. They were all once in your position. Okay. So that's about all he had to say, and his little symbol went away. Gotcha. So, let's go attune ourselves to the Aetherytes. Oh, it's raining! Cool. So I can see... That must be a side quest. That one's not blue, but the red probably means we can't do it yet. And that's similar to the main scenario quest, but oh wow, there's a lot of people here. Similar to the main scenario quest, but I guess that's just progress in it. Yeah, that's like an exclamation point. That's almost like an arrow. Now, that red one, yep, that does show up on the map. Oh, it requires level 60. Not even close to that. Okay, in that case, let's tune ourselves to Aetheryte real quick. Attune to the Aetheryte. Greetings, adventurer. I see you're faithfully following Mother Mayun's instructions. Allow me to offer a bit of instruction myself. I am Nissia of the Wood Wailers, and I know a thing or two about the Aetheryte. Yes, that big crystal right there. Aetherites are devices that tap into ethereal energies. They're primarily used as a means to travel swiftly from one place to another. Return and teleport, the most common transportation spells, make direct use of the Aetherites, and their connection to the flow of Aether. As these devices are found in almost every corner of Eorzea, any adventurer worthy of the name will wish to seek out and attune himself to each one. Truly, few things in this world are so useful to an intrepid explorer. But you need not locate them all at once. Before rushing out into the wilds, I suggest you start with Aetherites found here in Gridania. Should you wish to learn more about the Aetherite or transportation magic, I'm here to answer your questions. Return learned. You may attune with Aetherite, or you attune with Aetherite. You're now able to use a return spell. Return. The spell Return can be used to instantly travel back to Aetherite set as your home point. Casting the spell does not require any MP. It can be accessed by selecting a Return under Travel from the main menu. The sole limitation of the spell is it can only be cast once every 15 minutes, Earth time. Only one home point may be set at any time. To make an Aetherite your new home point, right-click on the crystal to bring up the Aetherite element. Okay. Let's see. Set home point. Okay, it's already set as our home point. Hi, folks. Oh yeah, we can jump. Whee! Man, we got huge vertical. Okay. So let's visit the Conjurer's Guild. Or should we pick up the side quest? I like that they're always on the map. So I could skip the side quests, come back to them later, with no fear of not being able to find them. Good adventure is hard to find. It's got a level requirement. Bernadette is searching for adventurers eager to prove their mettle. We get wind shards and potions, and 50 experience. Newly come to Gridania, are you? In search of fame and fortune, perhaps? If you have confidence in your abilities, I urge you to speak with Chancellor of the God's Quiver. You can find him standing vigil before the Archers Guild. The creatures of the Twelveswood have been behaving most unnaturally of late, and it has fallen to the God's Quiver to pacify them. Alas, they are sorely undermanned. For this reason, they seek able adventurers to supplement their ranks. I am certain that your offer of aid will be well received. Quest accepted. And that shows up. Doesn't it? Wait, no. Yeah. So I'm guessing that's in this area. Okay, so if you're in the same zone, like technically Old Gridania is a different zone. It doesn't show up on the mini-map, but if you are in that zone, you have like a little tracker. Well, I don't see why we don't just head over that way. Because that will take us to the next zone, or Old Gridania. So this is kind of like being on the way there. An Aethernet shard. What's that? Oh, it shows up on the map. Are there other ones on the map? Or do we actually have to kind of witness it? Nope, there's another shard. And another. And another. And another. Okay. So, what does this do? Oh, we have to tune to it as well. You now have Ethernet, or you now have access to Ethernet. Quickly travel throughout the city can be achieved by simply placing your hand upon Ethernet shards. Aethernets. Attuning with the shards has granted you access to this city-state's Aethernet. An Aethernet can be used for quick intra-city travel. Okay, so instead of running back to the plaza, we could do this. Okay. Now we can go turn in that quest. Aethernet Archer Skill. Neat. Hello, Chancel Soup. Bernadette sent you to me? Huh. Well, inexperienced or not, if you wish to prove your worth to the people of Gridania, you are right to come. You do wish to prove yourself, do you not? I do. Let's complete that. Using items. Some items can be used, granting various effects such as instant HP restoration, attribute boosts, and more. Using an item is as simple as selecting Use from the item subcommands. All items with recast timers cannot be used again until the timer is expired. Items you use often can be set to your hotbar for easy access. Okay. Yep, there's one little item in our bag. It's a potion. So we can put that like here. Oh, it's a control in one. That's so awkward to hit. Maybe it's just I have small hands. Might have to change some key bindings, but I'm scared of messing things up when I do that. Like, keybind. Oh, this tells me all the keybinds. So we can strafe without holding right click. This tells me a little bit about flight. Control spacebar descends. Don't know the other buttons. Flip camera. Oh, so that's all movement-based stuff. Then there's targeting. Tab, shift tab. Target self. I think I need a smaller keyboard maybe. Like much more compact somehow. Target pet familiar. Target the target of your current target. Assist target. Target current focus target, face target, Set focus target. All kinds of buttons. Shortcuts. Character. Currency. Inventory. Armory chest. Chocobo saddlebag. Maps, actions, traits. Chats. So Alt and R reply temporarily. Forward. Ooh, I don't understand that. Is R just a ready or a normal reply then? Okay, then we can switch between say, yell, shout, party, alliance, free company, PvP team. So next world, crossword, world LS. Link shell. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of chat options. Most of them aren't keybound to anything. Probably don't need to be. System. Move cursor plus cycling. Oh, I'm really afraid to change any hotkeys. Okay, hotbar slot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I wonder if this is better as a point and click type thing as opposed to hitting that, because even shift 1 through 10 is like two-handed operation almost. Maybe the important things we can put where I can more easily hit them, and then the other stuff, yeah, we'll have to figure that out. Okay, for now, let's take you off the hotbar. I don't need potions, I got cure. Oh, he's got a level 4 quest, so we don't have to be the level to pick it up. It just tells us what level we should be. Okay, population control. We get options on our reward. Oh, because we're not a Disciple of War, we can't use the leather eye patch. Allegan 10-piece. Chancellor of the God's Quiver is testing adventurers by sending them to slay forest funguars. Ordinarily, the forest funguars that inhabit the Central Shroud are not more than a nuisance. However, we have received reports that vast clouds of the creature's spores have rendered parts of the Twelve's Wood impassable, and ruined crops besides. We periodically cull the funguar population in order to prevent such occurrences, but the creatures have taken to spawning out of season, making it ever more difficult to keep their numbers in check. Though this is indeed a troubling development, the God's Quiver has more pressing concerns and can ill afford to waste time fighting funguars. If you wish to prove yourself, go to the Central Shroud and exterminate 6 of the pests. Use caution and approach them one at a time, lest your adventuring career be cut disappointingly short. So I imagine that has us leaving the city. We're not ready to do that yet, but when we do, we have a quest. And we can use you. I'll right click. Back to the 8th Right Plaza. In fact, I think I'm going to go ahead and log out for now. This has been a nice little trial. Well, call it a trial, but we can even strafe while right-clicking, well, right and left-clicking to move. Innkeep. Welcome, traveler. This is Gridania's humble inn, the Roost. I'm terribly sorry, but I cannot provide you with a room without Mother Mune's express permission. Okay. So we have to finish that quest before we can even go to the inn. But it should be fine, because we can log out here and we'll still get our rest bonus. I guess that'll do it for the episode for now. Afterwards, they'll probably be a lot more flowy. This is me just kind of learning still. Man, that intro is pretty neat. I just love that voice in my ears. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed so far. I have a feeling this is going to be a ton of fun. Thank you all for watching. Have a great night.